In today's video, I'll be telling you exactly how you can make money online with YouTube videos without showing your face moving forward into 2022 and in late 2021. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I've realized that there are so many different niches out there and so many different methods that the majority of people aren't using. In today's video, I cover a new method and a new video strategy that people are using to successfully make a full-time income on YouTube. And if you don't believe me, you can check my results here. So the video topic that we're going to be talking about in today's video is how you can make money from making animal list videos. Now, this isn't your traditional animal list videos, where we're going to be doing the top 10 wildest dog breeds. Because in my previous video, where I talked about how to create a YouTube channel where you profit without showing your face, I always talked about how list videos was something that are out of date. These videos are something that rarely work. It's something that's been done and been used multiple times to the point it no longer works. And in order to actually make a full-time income on YouTube, you're going to need to use the new methods. So what are the new methods that you need to use? And what kind of channels are doing it? And what can we learn from them? This channel is called WA Top. And as you can see from the channel description, this channel was actually started on the 5th of March 2020. And in that short space of time, they've nearly amassed 500 million views, which is pretty impressive for being on YouTube only over just a year. Now let's take a look at their content. Their content is just like many of the channels I own. It simply is voiced over content with videos taken from somewhere else. For example, if we take a look here, they are using a clip from an episode of the famous TV show Friends to illustrate a point. Now, we know this channel doesn't actually record or film the content directly itself, because number one, filming content out in the nature actually takes a very long time and very expensive cameras. Not only that, it is also quite dangerous. But if we look in the comment section or description, we can see that there is an email which clearly states to contact them in the event of any copyright measures occur. Now, this channel, of course, uses their content from a variety of sources, and we've talked about the sources that you can use online. For example, sites like Pexels, Storyblocks, and even in some cases, you're actually allowed to use content from other documentary channels, like the BBC and the National Geographic, as long as you don't use clips that are longer than 3 or 4 seconds, as long as you credit the source. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be fine when it comes to copyright laws, because it will fall under fair use. Just make sure that when you upload your video, you double check it doesn't have any restrictions. Because if your video gets demonetized, you will be not making any money from the video itself. Now, I want to also take a moment to look at this channel right here, called the Top Animal Channel. The reason I want to take a moment to look at this Top Animal Channel is because this channel also makes money from YouTube without showing their face using clips of animals. And what's more interesting is that this channel is entirely text-to-speech. Now, as you can see by the date, it looks like this channel was actually created in 2014. However, it doesn't mean that you can't actually create a channel right now and succeed. Because of course, the most recent uploads have actually gone viral, gaining over 5 million views, even with text-to-speech. So how do we effectively create our own animal channel in which we can make money from uploading these videos without ever showing your face? One thing you need to know about these channels is that you can clearly see they are no longer using the old methods of making YouTube videos, which is the top 10 kind of style. This style has been done numerous amounts of times and is something that is much harder to succeed with in 2022. If you're trying to successfully grow one of these channels, then you'll need to make sure that every video you create is its own unique aspect. For example, if we take a look at the channel WA Top, we can see that there isn't a single list-styled video. If we look at the last 3 titles from this channel, we can clearly understand that this is the kind of content that you need to be creating. The kind of content that is a one-off style video. And this is the kind of content that will be more popular moving forward into 2022. Now, as for the content creation strategy, it's actually not that hard. The video content itself follows a simple 3-layered step process. Number 1. Getting the script or video idea. Number 2. Grabbing the relevant animal video clips. Then number 3. Lastly, putting it all together in an editing software of your choice. So let's firstly start with a video idea. Now, I'm not someone who's particularly interested in animals, or someone who knows a lot about animals, but I'm pretty sure that I could figure out a decent video idea if I did a little bit of research. So number 1, thinking of a video. We need to make sure that our video idea and our video title is super interesting and is going to get people to click. One thing that I noted about the channel is that every single video that they had was some form of extreme event going on. There was always some kind of extreme thing happening in the thumbnail and in the title that got people to click. For example, if we're to analyze this bum, no one title right here, we can clearly see that this is pretty extreme. It shows a crazy picture of some goat or some type of animal that's horn is killing itself. So when making my idea, I need to think of something that is equally as crazy, and to think of how I'm going to make an image or get an image that is going to match the thumbnail. So for example, we could do the true strength of chimps. Now, why have I chosen the true strength of chimps as a title and thumbnail? This is because I do know that chimpanzees are some of the strongest animals of the world, and there have been some crazy insane documented cases of where chimps have been known to rip the limbs off people. In addition to this, there's also a crazy picture of chimps that are hairless, which shows their true strength and size. Now, as you can see from this image right here, it shows an image of a chimp that is extremely strong and extremely powerful. And bear in mind, the chimpanzees don't really do any workouts. This is just how they are naturally built. So it's definitely frightening to see an animal that is so muscular, with the ability to destroy any human at any given moment. Now, what's even crazier is if you type in hairless chimps, you can see that one of the top videos actually has around 42 million views, meaning that there is a clear demand for this kind of content. And it's clear that people are interested in this kind of content. Now, of course, that was an idea that was off the top of my head, simply because I've been browsing on the internet. But I'm pretty sure if you browsed around some forums and did some digging, you'd be able to find the crazy, interesting things that most animals can do. So now that we've got our title, where we're going to be talking about the crazy strength of chimps, we're then going to need to find some information on them, and we're going to need to find the video clips that we're going to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly do a Google search on where we could find some interesting stuff on the true strength of chimps. Now, this is why the niche is actually pretty easy. The majority of the information that we find can't really be changed, because we're going to be looking at facts. So we won't need to change a bunch of that information into our own words. We will just need to simply find a decent articles and incorporate them into a script. And as you guys can see right here, when we typed into hairless chimps on Google, you can see that there were some questions and some articles that instantly popped up, with some crazy questions that people have already asked. And this brings about some key talking points that we can include in our video. As you can see, after some stumbling around, we've come across this article which talks about the crazy strength of chimps. And you can see what we're going to do here is we're going to take some of this information and we're going to rewrite this in our own words. Or we could simply quote the article by saying, according to the website gentside.com, XYZ occurred. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this paragraph here and we are going to rewrite it and incorporate it into our own video. Now that we've got some of the information, what we need to do now is to get the relevant video clips. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that the websites that we'll use are websites like Pexels, when you can just simply search chimpanzee and you will get some video clips. Now remember, all of these clips are royalty free to use, and you can even use some of the official clips from YouTube channels that you feel you need. Just remember, when using these clips, that don't use too much of them, and always remember to credit the original source so that you don't involve any copyright issues. Now, once this is done, you have your scripts and you have your clips. It's very simple. All you need to do now is to stitch everything together, and you're going to have a decent video. And as long as you have a shocking thumbnail or something that gets people clicking, people are going to want to be watching your content. So let's take a quick look at what the kind of example video would look like.
These terrifying images of muscle-bound chimps show why we should all pray the apes don't ever try to take over the world. The pumped-up chimpanzees, who all suffer from the hair loss condition alopecia, show just how ripped the burly beasts actually are. It's no wonder biologists say the aggressive jungle creatures are at least 4 times stronger than their human cousins.
So now you can easily see just how quickly you can start to create these videos and make a monthly income for yourself. Now what's crazy about this niche is that we didn't even go over the monthly views. This channel averages around 60 million monthly views, which if you're familiar with how much money You Should Was make, that is around at least over $100,000 per month. And seriously, that is a very, very low estimate. It's more likely around the $200,000 per month range. And with such high profits, it's likely that around 98% of this income is going to be profit. With all of that being said, I can't fit in every single strategy into a 10-minute YouTube video. I cover so much more in my course, which will help you tremendously in launching a channel like this. I can't just give away every single secret for free, or they would become useless. And I also have a paid course, which covers even more advanced topics, which you can use to grow your channel. You can check this out by using the video editor in the description.